you? These are my very good video audio too. Very good friends. There's the two daughters right here, of Diane, Joanne, and Lorraine. They're daughters of my mom's friend of 67 years. And that's the friend, Annie. My mother's godchild. And that's their mom, Annie. Wave, Annie. She just turned 90 on the 4th of July.
I'm the godchild.
They're my neighbors. That's the mom. They live directly across. And that's the two girls. They're twins.
I will see you later. I'm doing good. That's what they tell me.
Stephanie! Hi, Stephanie!
Your mother's here. This is hers.
Oh, I know you. You know me now. Oh my God.
My neighbors are in from the past.
Chip.
Very special guest here, Don. As you know, there's a personal connection here. It's very special. And Michael.
Hi, how you doing? Nice to meet you.
Here's your ginger ale. There's some little bit of food there. Where do you want? I'll put Lori and Michael in charge.
You know, I don't agree with it.
All right, you guys are okay? We're good.
Okay, towards my
No. It's video. Keep going. John, you remind me so much of your father.
took 20 minutes to see her dance. We had just started dating. So I'm like, what the they're still saying
Wonderful, I'm just fully.
That can be hard for Leo to think of himself. You think of Leos as being selfish sometimes, but that's not always the case. Leos are often misunderstood. Leos Geminis, that's why they get the bad rep of you can't trust them, you know? The Gemini's just always got an arm, you know, and sometimes it's not always in the direction somebody wants it to be, but that's not problem.
All right, so at this time, I'm going to ask you to please listen up. I have a few things I'd really like to say and cover. And of course, we're going to discuss Mom's birthday. But before I start that, I'd like to go over to here. Where's my brother John? Wave your hand. Where's Susie? Wave your hand. Amanda and Vinny. I want to tell you guys something. Susie, Mother and I are so thankful that John, you have come and you have found each other. You have come into John's life. He's come into yours. This family here, Amanda, Vinny, and Susie, have opened their hearts and their home to my brother. They've come together at a time that was really critical in my brother's life. But together, they're making a really good life for themselves. They do things together. They go camping, they garden, they go antiquing. And there's a lot of love in that house. And I have to tell you something, John, I'm proud of you. Keep going, because your best days are yet to come. And that's a beautiful thing, because I know that. And I will tell you this. Your father loved you very much, John. He admired you. He was proud in a way that was very personal. And I hope you think about him, because he's here with you today more than ever. And I want you to know that. Okay, now I have to tell you guys something that's very dear. This beautiful woman here is my mother's friend for 67 years. And as it goes, on the 4th of July, because she's a Yankee Doodle dandy, she was 90 years old. beautiful daughters. Wave, girls. Lorraine, Diane. They made this happen. They got her here. They didn't want this opportunity missed for the gals to be together, to have a good time, and to think about how special that friendship was. And I know as a young boy, going to the house where Uncle Jim and Aunt Ann entertained and welcomed people into their home, I think about that every day. How much you loved my mom and dad and the friendship you had. It's sacred. And you are,
loved you boys.
yes, you did. You were good to us like nobody knows. And you know what? You are an American icon. God bless you and may God keep you always. My mom doesn't mind. She wants to share this day with somebody very special to us. So I have to say, there's somebody in this room that we have a nice history with. A world-class friend like no other. And when I say that because he's a friend that accepts you at your best and tolerates you at your terrible worst. This is my friend Robert. He's a friend of the family. He's a beautiful guy, generous, loving. And today, on this day, is his birthday. And I was getting into the situation of doing some invites, he said he wouldn't miss being here with Mom for anything. And there's no better place he would like to spend his birthday in this room with all of you and Mom. Because in this room, by the way, guys, there's a lot of friends and family that over the years have connected or paths have crossed or met at various assemblies of different types. That's a really magical thing. So there's many people here that are old friends, new friends, and it's a really special day for that. Thank you so much. And now we're going to talk about our guest of honor, Marie.
Yeah.
Well, you know, 90, that's a pretty good number, I'll say. Where do you start? Well, I think you start at the beginning. So I'll try to do that. She was born in the Bronx in 1925. She was born in the Bronx in 1925. I believe Calvin Coolidge was the president of the United States. And I believe at that time, radio was out, of course, no television. And I think Mom's 90 years, she's seen a lot of things come to pass. But I'll tell you this, she was born to immigrant parents that came from northern Italy. And she had a sister Frances who was 5 years old. Well, Frances came here from Italy with her mom and dad. My mom was born here in the Bronx. Being born to immigrant parents, I think, really puts you in a precarious situation. I think going to school and being raised as a young girl, she had to blaze her own trail. She had to find her way. She had to fit in somehow. You know, when you have parents at home that really didn't want to really Americanize or didn't really speak the language or make much effort to, I think a lot of it had to be done on her own, and I think she was just very excellent at that. I think she always made friends, found friends, and I think along the way there was a lot of good people that guided her through school. Now, as a child, she was, there's a picture there on a little pony, she was kind of scrawny and skinny, and they were worried about her, so the public school system, used to take her in at a certain time to the nurse's office and give you some kind of a homemade concoction of a protein shake. I'm sure it's not up to the snuff of what we use today. I'm sure it's rich in sugar and carbs. But she started out very frightened, timid, shy, and then, as you know, that's really not the case today. But anyway, she went on to an amazing career. She went on to higher education. After high school, and for a woman of her time, and especially a woman born to immigrants, she went to school in New York. She went to Pratt Design School, and she became a fashion designer. Now, she'll have you know, not just any old, not where you just sew, it's where she designed the fabric. And she was very proud of that. She designed styles, and she learned that craft well, and I think it's one of the many things about her life that defined her as a woman, as an artist, and as just a beautiful person, because she took that art. Not only did she try to make a little money with it, but artists are always starving, aren't we, Eileen? Okay. But she took that craft, and it kept her all through her life involved with people, because that's where she found her peace. That's where she found her resonance, with people. And I think it was something that really kept her really happy through maybe some difficult times, having that skill, that art. She also had a great career. I mean, it puts me to shame, blows me out of the water. She went on, in the 1950s, she married my dad in 1950. And he really didn't want her to stay in that field because it was long hours. It was sometimes working till 11, 12 o'clock at night, and she owned a bridal shop, so she was there with her partner, Dora, and it was really crazy. My dad, being a traditional man, expected the wife to be home in reasonable hours. You know what? I kind of agreed with that at that time, right? So she listened to him, she gave it up, but she wasn't satisfied. She moved on. She wanted other things. Unfortunately, the first 9 years of her marriage, she did not have children. Unsuccessfully, Mom and Dad couldn't have children of their own. She delivered a stillborn child. She had a very hard time with children. But she found her peace, she found her way. And I have to tell you, this table right here consists of her nephews and their amazing, beautiful wives. And she couldn't be more happy today. She is giddy with joy being with all of you. She loves you more than anything. Through the 1950s, as you were growing up, you were her children. She loves you so very much. And today, you never forget her. You visit her, you call her, you're generous to her. You share holidays with her. You take her to doctor's appointments, and you let her know that you don't forget that she's a special aunt to you. You do that because you love her. I know that. She's dear to you. But you also do it because you honor the memory of your late parents. And I applaud you for that. Thank you so much. So she went on in the 1950s. I'm using that just as a little microcosm here. She went on to learn advanced aeronautic electronics, and she worked for none other than, she landed a job at only 100, how many applicants? 100 applicants. 300 people from California to New Jersey could only get this job, and she was one of them. She worked for Howard Hughes. She worked in a very special project that was very top secret, and it was amazing, and she designed a very special type of gyroscope that was just being invented at that time. It was used in aircraft that was top secret for the Air Force, United States, and also what would become introduced into the jet age. So she was very proud of her career in electronics. But that wasn't good enough for Mom. She also went on to graduate from nursing school, from Montclair, Mountainside Hospital. Mountainside Hospital in Montclair, New Jersey, right by you guys, okay? She graduated with a nursing degree, and she went on to work in the ambulatory department. And it, again, I think it gave her some satisfaction, some love, some peace, and maybe some of the things that weren't going so well in her life privately. And I think that's okay to say that. I think today's a day we can be honest with a lot of things and with ourselves. You know, my brother said something to me once that I use all the time, John, and I thank you for it. He says, not only does life take away our innocence, it takes away our right to judge others. So here today, anything that's going to be said, it's between friends and family. And there's no embarrassment between those who love each other. So I hope you agree with that, because I'm taking a lot of liberties here today. So, you know, Mom has a lot of wonderful things under her belt. And with that, she was always the protector of the underdog. She lost many a job because she stuck up for people at work, in the workplace, and the boss didn't really go for that. But she didn't really care because she's just a people person and a beautiful person. And I feel, you know, look, her attendance at church, not so good, but she honors her sacraments of the church.
That's right.
She's honored her sacraments, and just a beautiful person in that respect. Now, you know, I have to tell you, I want to take this conversation in a slightly different direction. I know you'll allow me to do that. Maybe a little unsettling, maybe a little, I don't know, maybe a little darker, I don't know. My mom lived for 16 years in her mother-in-law's house, because that was the way it was just going to be when she agreed to get married to my dad. It was a home that she cared for and took care of immaculately, meticulously rather. But of course, her mother-in-law, who she had a good bond with, they didn't fight or nothing like that, she was subservient to her. That's the way it was meant to be. And she had to do what she had to do, but she kept it inside. She cooked, she cleaned, she did what she had to do. And many things in that home weren't her own. She longed for a home of her own. And eventually she did get one. She did get that house. She moved eventually after 16 years. And that was a great thing. I think she found some happiness there and some good times. I was born in 1959. You know, I wouldn't be here in this room today. I wouldn't be here before you if it wasn't for the parents I was born to. I was born in 1959 as an extremely premature child. The sciences we have today were not even developed. So the thing was, what do you do now? You have a baby that's terribly sick. What do you do? My mom and dad stuck with that. It put a lot of emotional and financial stress on their marriage. But they didn't give up. They took care of me. And I was in and out of the hospital for the first 2.5 years of my life. And my Aunt Ann stood with my mother. And even when she wasn't allowed to go up in the room to see my mom or dad or me, she slept in the waiting room for my mother during that period. I know that, and I love you for that. My mom and dad toughed out a lot of things together. They crafted a life together. Hey, were they the best match? Maybe not. But together, they made a life for themselves. A life of love and respect, and they were very good to my brother and I feel that's true, John. Have I said anything incorrect? Absolutely.
Very well put.
You know, my mom and my Aunt Frances, who's no longer with us, if she was, she would be 95. That's my mom's sister. And we miss her dearly, and my mom said there's not a day that goes by that she doesn't wish she could get to a telephone and call her and hear her voice just one more time. They were very different as women, completely different, but they loved, had a genuine love and respect for each other. They made different choices. They chose different husbands. They had different paths in life, but they loved each other very much. I miss her very much. And Mom, I wish she was here today because I know you often talk to your sister, but she's here today in spirit. And she's here with you boys every day of your life. I just want to say that. You know, my mom and my Aunt Frances suffered. A lot of people don't know about this. They suffered a great deal of, I guess you could say, domestic violence because they had an alcoholic stepfather who at times was okay, but at times was very brutal to them. She didn't talk about that often, but I know my Aunt Frances suffered very badly with that. And I know that, listen Mom, you know what? You took all your knocks like a trooper. With dignity, with class, you're the best. You are. And I just want to say that. I applaud all your sacrifices that you made for Daddy, for John and I, and for everybody. And I love the way you took care of Aunt Mina until the day she died. She took care of my dad's sister, Aunt Mina, for 3 years. A dragged out, horrible cancer sentence. And at the same time, simultaneously in the next bedroom, she took care of that mother-in-law that she lived with for 16 years, who maybe wasn't so great to her. But you did that with class and love like I never could say I've witnessed in my life. You know, Mom, I want to tell you something. Look. I want you to look around the room. Just get a good look at all the faces and beautiful people here today. Because I want you to know something. When the day comes and you go to your reward, and we all are because that's the way of it, right?
Yeah.
These are the people that will carry out your legacy of kindness, love, storytelling, nostalgia. They will continue all the things that you instilled upon us. Beautiful memories, beautiful thoughts. That's the legacy you leave behind. So get a good look at it. All here. Beautiful, beautiful things. And I just want to say, what do I want to say? You know, I have a way of running out of words. And that's because as a little boy, my Uncle Bill said that I was probably vaccinated with a phonograph. That's pretty much so. So I just want to say that, oh, excuse me, and one more thing. As for me, you will always be my mentor, my mom, my protector, my confidant, my friend like no other. But above all, you will always be the person who taught me life's most valuable lesson, and that is the person you are and the person you become in here is by far more valuable than any material thing you could ever possibly own. I love you, Mom.
Thank you, everybody. Everyone, thank you so much.
Dan.
You love them each in their own way, I'm sure.
Yes, I love you so much.
Thank you for listening to me. Thank you for being here. Your cherished friends and family. You mean the world to us. God bless you all.
Love you.
Peace. We love you.
Happy birthday,
Thank you, Dad.
Well, we have some coffee, tea, or cake coming. There's Black Forest cake with ice cream. And if you don't like Black Forest cake, you can ask for the apple street. No, seriously. Oh my God!
get like me where the guns all came to my head. If I had picked that up, I had to really think I can do this. Right? I was so deep. I was CIDP. It's a chronic inflammatory demyelinating polyneuropathy. That's a lot of words. What that means is your body produces myelin that cushions all your nerves. Birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Marie. Happy birthday to you.
Can you do it, hon? Just do the best you can.
Tomorrow, get your bottoms up, dollars, and tomorrow there will be sun. Tomorrow, get your bottoms off and tomorrow sun. Stay and pray and believe that you can win and bring and see.
Although I recognize the name.
Funny, I run into people I haven't seen for
And many, many more.
Thank you very much. Everybody that's close to me is here. God bless everybody. All my children are now with us. Diane, Joanne, Lorraine.
I just want to say thank you to everybody who made this possible, and above all, I hope you had a special day because we wanted it to be so special for you. We cherish you, we adore you.
Thank you.
All the very best to you today and always, my dear darling mom.